Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, both and neither, welcome to that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your never humble host, joined by my beautiful co-host, dialing it in from occupied South Canada, Quiet Michael.
It's me, everybody. Our country's in peril.
Michael has his full name on the screen.
And dialing in from the left coast, it's my good friend, Brane Damage.
Chee-hoo! Chee-hoo!
And we are going to have some funny memes for you. But first, a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every single episode of Facebook for the Blind. You know it. You love it. You know what I'm talking about. It's the Depressing news.
We're number one.
Well, it's been a crazy day, actually. Oh, brought to you by K Verity Art with Become Ungovernable, with some unicorns there and some rainbows and stuff. Swords, yeah. Anyway, Become Ungovernable, brought to you by. As we're going to press, good news, Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized after experiencing flu-like symptoms over the weekend. So, fingers crossed, 83-year-old Mitch McConnell, seeing a woman dropping a baby. Mitch McConnell.
He's only like 4 years older than Trump or something.
He's melting. All right, moving on. I really don't like waking up to local news. I freaking hate it, to be honest with you. But indeed, University of Illinois registered student organization, the Illini Republicans, at the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana, which is my hometown, have no shame. And even Mary L. Trump, niece of the president, reposted this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is today's Republican Party. This was covered on NPR. This is a picture of Alex Preddy getting shot in the back of the head by an ICE officer. And it says, only traitors help invaders. It was immediately deleted because those coward conservatives always do that crap. But these trolls have no shame at all.
I'll be honest with you. So this confused me when I first saw it because actually living here, invaders is what we call ICE.
Right? Well, here's the funniest thing, too. Who do you think the young Republicans are over there at the UIUC campus? I'm betting kids from Chicago with rich daddies who get sent down here. And I was wondering, is that what people mean when they talk about outside agitators?
They're not even from fucking Chicago. They're from Naperville and Highland Park.
Right, exactly. Where are you from? The city? Which one? Carroll Stream?
Yeah.
My
bitch ass, I never do that. When people are like, where are you from? I'm like, Kankakee. It sucks.
Wow. Look at you. Just go straight, tell it like it is. That's amazing.
Feel sorry for me.
Yeah, we should. It's true. Yeah, dude, when I lie to people about you, I tell them you were born in Decatur. Just
Decatur. I did live in Decatur. Weirdly.
Friend of the show, Jason says, can't wait for the U of I brass to spin publicity on this. We know, they'll do that. And they did. They're like, well, it's a student organization and, we can't do anything. They were also reported for Title IX. Meanwhile, friend of the show, Steve Rendell, and if you're not following Steve Rendell, you are missing out. He's reposted this from Zateo, an excellent news source. Headline, Minnesota is kicking Trump's ass, and he knows it. Team Trump's violent siege on Minneapolis is failing, and rightfully sickening everyone from the U.S. public to the manosphere. So even the roid rage boys over in the podcast world are also dissing on ICE. Perfect Union has reposted this from Brian Allen, quoting AOC, says she just exposed the whole play. You got to keep America divided so they can loot the economy, gut health care, and funnel billions into ICE and surveillance contracts for companies like Palantir. And he was like, wow, that is spot on. That is the shortest, briefest. Wow, pretty cool. Hey, fun fact for y'all. Did you know that Donald Trump's name appears more often in the Epstein files than Harry Potter's name appears in all 7 Harry Potter books? just a, just a little, if you think about it, it's true. Um, Ron Filipowski posts this story from Fox KDFW. 48 Texans charged in nationwide $14.6 billion healthcare fraud takedown. And Ron says, when is Trump going to do something about the, Medicare fraud in Texas? Thank you, Governor Newsom, for posting about this. The level of fraud in Texas is alarming. But you haven't heard about this because they want you to be paranoid about other people. Lake Oswego, Oregon, I believe. I should have looked it up better. Lake Oswego Theater loses the rights to screen Melania after marquee jokes, which I think is pretty fun. Lake Theater and Cafe announced it will no longer be able to show Melania because they had marquee stuff that said, "Does Melania wear Prada? Find out Friday." And and to defeat your enemy, you must know them, Melania. Which apparently was just a bit too much for them. So their marquee at the Lake Theater and Cafe ended up saying, "Amazon called. Our marquee made them big mad." All the Melania shows are canceled. Show your support at Whole Foods instead. Frowny face, sad face. Anyway, Oswego Lake Theater and Cafe, I salute you. Freaking baller. It's good stuff. Guy Squawks put this better than anybody else that I saw online today. So I'm just going to quote it from a repost by Adam Bates. What do you mean the president audibly shit himself live on camera and they immediately canceled the press conference and rushed everyone out of the room like it's a fire drill? It happened 2 days ago and I'm just hearing about it now. This was February 1st. If you go to my page, I put a link in the comments, so it's right there. Right about the 30-second mark for about 4 or 5 seconds, just a loud, yeah. And he's like, all right, thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. I think one friend of mine was like, you got to admire somebody, though, that shakes someone's hand while shitting his diaper. And I was like, do I have to admire that? I don't know. uh, Essential part of your daily diet. I didn't think the face-eating leopards would eat my face, as a post from Natasha Hall, which has a picture of Katie Miller, husband of Stephen Miller. Katie Miller issues a mad attack after the Melania film got yanked. MAGA podcaster offered a deranged explanation for why Melania's documentary had been pulled from theaters, claiming the country is, quote, biased against white people. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so clearly out of touch. Usually like to end up the news for every episode of Facebook for the Blind with a nice heartwarming animal story, but didn't find one. Don't care. Happy Imbolc blessings, everyone. If you're unfamiliar with Imbolc, I dig it. It's a day that could be 3 days long. I love holidays that could be 3 days long. And I guess it's Celtic and it means in the belly. So spring is in the belly of Mother Nature, and it's halfway between the equinox and the solstice. So halfway to spring, halfway through winter. Happy Imbolc blessings. How fun is that? And with that, I'm wrapped up. That's all the news worthy of reporting for February 3rd, 2026. And I'm going to hand it over to my buddy Michael. Except for that Saudi thing where there was all that $500 million that went over from the United Arab Emirates to our president. It was completely corrupt. That was
I had nothing to do with that.
That was pretty good. Anyway, yeah, Michael, I assume you've got an average round.
Round one.
No, that's wrong, Eric. I got a big long round one. Here we go. Kicking off top of the show with Mike Bovis, friend of the show. Mike, did I say his name right? Hold on. Yeah, Bovis.
Sure, Bovis. Yeah.
He's a really good friend.
Nice.
He says, every so often, I remember that in Japan, Jersey Shore is called Macaroni Rascals, and it fills me with great joy. I didn't look it up to see if it's true, though. I don't care. Spankacorn, friend of the show, Spankacorn, says it's got a picture of a cartoon like from the 90s, like Biker Mice from Mars or something. And it says cartoons in the 90s really were like, let's just throw a leather daddy into this episode. The kids will love it. And it's so true. It's exactly what this is. Sadul Mafalafizi, friend of the show, at Lulu_Luella, says, nothing has improved the quality of my life more than living beyond my means.
Ain't that the truth, baby?
MTCSTW
Oh yeah,
rolls right off the tongue. Friend of the show
does.
says, the real problem, I'm no expert, of course, is that everywhere we go expects us to spend money, but everywhere we work expects to pay us as close to zero money as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty profound.
Yep.
Luke, just got a couple more for this round. Luke O'Neill, friend of the show, Luke O'Neill. This was over on Blue Sky, if you've heard of that place.
Oh yeah, been there.
Luke
Done
says,
that.
yeah, I'll call my senators. Call him a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
What makes me laugh about this is it's like way less effective than actually calling them. Like Nuri is not a friend of the show.
Mm.
But he did say this. He says, that 2K you worked hard for is better than 100K that is given to you for free. And friend of the show, Cat Lego MacGala, says, don't ever give anyone advice again. And that's all I have for round one. Kicking it over to Brain Damage.
The damage is kicking in hard because as soon as you mentioned 2K, I thought you were talking about a basketball video game. And Eric, the only spring in my belly are the spring rolls I get at the Chinese food restaurant. We're going to start this round off with Hand of the Meme, and it is a mix-up with the Little Rascals movie cover, but if you look up close, oh my God, it is Pedro Pascal photoshopped in every one of those faces, and it's called the Little Pascals.
I think Buckwheat is racist in this, but I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe
that's digital blackface.
Yeah, some memer did that to Pedro though. He didn't do it to himself.
We'll let Pedro slide.
Yeah, we'll move on. This one has the Reflector Files, and it is in the cover of the Boondock Saints, but it is Soundwave and what is this guy's name again? Radio Shock, I think. Oh, fucking forgot. I looked it up earlier too.
Shockwave.
But Shockwave. There we go. Thank you, TD. And from the Transformers, basically the Autobot and the Decepticon version of boomboxes that carry dog and bird tapes in their chest. It was my favorite, and it is labeled the Boombox Saints.
I just want to say something about the Transformers, and listen. I apologize in advance if this is racist. I used to subscribe to the Transformers comic book, and I quit fucking reading it because all those motherfuckers look the same. I'm just going to say it. They all look the same, and their names are too similar, and I get them confused, and I didn't know who the good guys and the bad guys were. It just looked like a whole big metal mess to me. So,
did the comic books ever explain why the Decepticons can turn into jets and the Autobots cannot?
I have no idea. Brane. I couldn't follow any of it.
Yeah, I didn't even know there were comic books until I was a grown-up, and by then I didn't read anymore. Anyways, I like the Boondock Saints, and I got to revisit that movie, and I've seen this one, so I had to throw that in again. Here we have Blamuel L. Jackson, friend of the show, and he has the movie cover of Gladiator, but there's Dave Chappelle in the Chappelle Show as the hater, and it's called Gladiator. I love it when he used to say, "Excuse me, I gotta get home to go put some water in Buck Nasty's mama's bowl."
That was a good one.
Here we've got Suma Sano, I guess. And this one is the Castaway cover. But if you peep, it's starring Paul Phoenix and introducing Mojukin. Yes, that is a Tekken reference. That is Paul on the beach as Tom Hanks and Mokujan's head as the damn volleyball.
Wilson.
That was fucking cool for me. I liked it.
Nice.
Then we got handed the meme again with Lord of the Wings. Tommy Want Wingy, and it is God damn it, what's his name again? TD
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. And photoshopped over Frodo's face of Lord of the Rings. That smile.
I hate that I love this.
All right, this one is Photoshop's made by, and it just says it's the It cover, but it says "Suck It," and it has Billy Badass doing the X over his shorts. He recently tagged with his son. Did you see that there in AEW?
Oh yeah, he's tagged off and on with both of his boys for a while.
Yeah, I didn't see it this recent though. That was pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
Photoshop of Horrors has share with on the Back to the Future cover, and it says, "If I could turn back time." You know what? I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
Here we have Nyhard with Bill Nye the Science Guy over God damn it. I'm having all the brain
Bruce
farts
Willis.
tonight. Bruce Willis's face, hand to the meme. Nyhard. Useless unsuccessfully. Here we have the Lost Boyardees with Chef Boyardee. Photoshopped over to the Lost Boys.
There's a movie I haven't seen in a million years.
This one, the theme changes. Here we have the 3-panel Simpsons with Mo throwing out the drunk guy. Drunk guy is labeled Diego Lopez. Mo is labeled Alexander Volkanovsky, and then Mo is behind. The drunk guy's behind Mo again, labeled Diego Lopez, looking all beat up, coming to fight again, and he got his ass whooped again. So we're gonna move on to the other part where Ring Magazine posted if Knock It Off was a person, and they show there was boxing this weekend, and fuck, I should have looked up his name. I'm doing all this shit no justice, but he got his toupee knocked off, and he threw it into the crowd. Somebody got to keep it as a souvenir. He was a good sport about it. There's the picture. Crying Jordan meme fans put damn, and they put Jada Pinkett's face over his body. That is fucked up. And then, but Cult Free Freedom, they put a picture of Jerry after Tom fucked him up. I'm pretty sure.
Tom.
Jerry fucked him up. I'm liking that you got my back today, TD, because I'm very high. I'm fucking all this shit up.
I'm here for you, buddy.
But why does he have to have white skin under his fur, though? That's racist. All right. And Dirt Sheet Radio, this is the last one for me, has a picture of Obafemi in the Royal Rumble, and it says it's Meng's mullet that wrote, "You got to be a bad motherfucker to show up to a 30-man fight with a necklace made of Dunkin' Donut munchkins." Look at that thing, TD.
To be fair, that's kind of what it looks like.
Somebody in the comments said, "I got one of those and they weigh like 30 fucking pounds or some shit like that."
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it looks heavy.
All right, the ostensibly wholesome round one. I'm digging it for Facebook for the blind. Come on, do the thing. Oh, nope. Other way. There we go. This way. Hey, brought to you by Cool Kids Have Class Consciousness. And we see the happy little guillotine and the happy Molotov cocktail. And they're both holding up their tools, a sickle and a hammer. Cool Kids Have Class Consciousness.
Nice.
Hey, this was probably my post with the most, and I just wanted to show you something wholesome. This is me at the library, and one of my library students is like, "Hey, can I take your blood pressure?" And I'm like, "Sure." Whatever I can help you look up. How wholesome is that? So I thought that was pretty fun. Also, wanted to share this headline because it cracks me up. ICE employees vent on Reddit saying they're not getting paid and still no insurance despite promises. ICE staff claimed promised bonuses and insurance have failed to materialize, with some reporting that they cannot afford medical care for sick children. Many people were saying, "Oh, you went to work for the Gestapo for free." People were like, "Come for the fake bonus, but stay for the violence." So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. This one just killed me. There was an amazing blame game for the Minnesota murders, and Kristi Noem blamed Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller blamed the CBP, and then Desi Lydic over on the Daily Show pointed out has CNN's budget like really shrunk for graphics because this is like a Sharpie on a piece of paper. Here's CNN's cutting edge analysis. Anyway, everybody's blaming each other. So a little Mexican standoff of blame going on there, which I thought was kind of interesting. Here we have a post from friend of the show and founding Zaddy, George Hussein Cruikshank,
Jesus.
who has this post from the
Have
Hard
some
Times.
self-respect.
Got a bearded guy with an earring and a hat, and it says, "Guy whose political knowledge is exclusively from System of a Down lyrics, better informed than 99% of people he interacts with." Karthik does qualify, unless that guy is a drummer, of course. Okay, sure. All right. Okay, sure. Here we have a 4-panel. We have a cute little cartoon anime girl with a pirate hat. And it says, "You make a meme about piracy." And then the hat is gone. It said, "Someone steals it."
Hey.
Hey, it's a wholesome round. How wholesome is that? That is adorably wholesome there. Depsy Daisy, give him a follow. Depsy Daisy says, "Normalize asking, is that a furry thing, whenever a guy says they're an alpha?" Moving on. Heavy is the crab that ran the goon. All right, not the best. It's almost lyrical. I thought it was more lyrical than it was. Brought to you by Crab Rangoon, the official snack food of Facebook for the Blind. AG blue check mark at local music ho says, "Be so completely yourself that no one is attracted to you or wants to employ you." Yeah, be an artist. Raimi at Gen Z Demagogue says, "If capitalism didn't already exist and somebody suggested we all work under a guy for 40 hours a week while they make all the money and decisions, we'd beat the shit out of them." True story. True story. All right, how about this, man? I get 485 cookies and you two share that cookie. Anyway, here we have a 4-panel zoomed in here on 2 of the panels. We've got a toothbrush in a little jar and soap on a little dish. And there's next to the sink, and the squeezed up toothpaste is saying, "Well, guys, it's been special, but it looks like I'm finished and used up." 3 weeks later. The toothpaste is saying, "Why? Why won't you let me die?" Democrats and Republicans united against Trump, I believe, has this post from Preets Ray. Says, "Just watched the First Lady's documentary and it was incredible. So inspiring. So much grace and class. Michelle Obama, Becoming, is topping the charts on Netflix."
Hey.
That's good stuff. Friend of mine, Christine, has this post from Justin Murphy at J Murphy. Says, "Not even being provocative, but if you think Greta Thunberg has the maturity to guide global policymaking, then you cannot object to Jeffrey Epstein paying 16-year-olds for sex."
What?
And, yeah. Dog Ex Machina at Dog Strong says, "Children, the planet is dying. Please do something." Conservatives, "Well, if you're so smart, why can't I have sex with you?" Checkmate.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people are horrible. That's what I'm finding out. And friend of the show, Brent Terhune, says they released the Epstein files to cover up for the Melania movie. And that is ostensibly trademark wholesome round. Handed it back to you, Michael, for an interstitial, allegedly second round.
Yeah, the ostensibly second round coming up right now. Kicking it off with stepbro.steve. Someone we know. Uh, we
Hey,
have a
Steve.
3-panel here from, is this Harry Potter, TD?
He's fun.
Uh,
I don't
it
know.
looks like a Harry Potter, but I don't recognize the other character.
Harry Potter's in the second panel. Waitress is in the first and third. The waitress says, she's smiling. She says to him, save room for dessert. And he says, vroom.
Ah! Like
And
it's
she
like,
looks confused.
like a spell.
I hate it. I don't know why I did it.
I mean, I like it.
Bethany Black, friend of the show, Bethany Black says, I heard there was a secret ooze that turned four reptiles into dudes, but you don't really care for turtles, do ya? And the first comment says, it's a cold and it's a broken cowabunga. Listen, these are the memes. I'm not happy with them either. Okay. Stepbro.steve is back, this piece of shit. It's got a picture of a groundhog and it says, it's official. Puxatawny Phil predicts an eternity of darkness from which we will never escape.
Yeah. Now that's wholesome.
$10. Friend of the show, $10. Who doesn't love $10? Danny says,
Oh my God,
bro, you're
$10. I haven't seen
fine.
him in ages.
You just need an impossible sequence of events to play out in perfect order against all odds, and you'll be fine. Trash Jones says, doing taxes this year feels extra shitty. Like, oh, yay, time to donate my money to the war crimes factory.
Right. Yep.
That's
Yeah.
every year, though. Where have you been?
Ugh.
So Chase Mitchell, friend of the show, Chase Mitchell, retweets Tesla owner Silicon Valley, who tweeted out a picture of two officers, military officers, standing with Elon Musk in the middle of them. Elon Musk says, I will fight for and die in America. Chase Mitchell says, hell yeah, dog, win. Why did he say
Leave.
die in America? Like, that is like,
As opposed to over it in one of his rockets exploding, I suppose.
yeah. Anyway, rounding out round two, the ostensibly second round with the Hard Times. Friend of the show, thehardtimes.net. If you're not following the Hard Times, where are you getting your Hard Times? It's a picture of Chuck Schumer. The headline reads, Democrats will continue relentlessly doing nothing if you just pitch in $5. And that's all I got for round two. Kicking it back to brain damage.
Sorry, Michael, I get my hard times from the government, just like every hardworking asshole around here. Brain Damage Studios puts up an AI picture of like a UFO in the sky. It's a nice night sky, and they have a beam me up beam coming down, and there's a stripper with a pole in that beam, and it is labeled UFO.
Hey.
I wish TD could have been here for that. He appreciates a good poll.
Day-to-day memes shows Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, but he has a Hulkamania banding on, and it says, I'm not afraid anymore, brother. And it says Coke Hogan. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then Day-to-day memes also has Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, and he's painted green, and his name was The Incredible Coke. Those were Hulk jokes.
Yeah, they were.
Laughing till the tears run out has a 2-panel what looks to be Waterboy, and Mom's on the couch looking very grunch at Bobby Boucher, and she's looking very, very smug to him, and she says, you don't have what they call social skills. And in panel 2, he's looking down, and he says, that's why I'm on Facebook sharing memes, Mama.
That is how that works.
Yeah. Headbangers Hall Mashups has a picture of what's this guy's name? Not Mick Jagger, but Steven Tyler. Is that his name?
Yeah, good work.
Oh yeah,
And
nice.
there's like a Forge guy in the background, and he's lifting his hammer, and he says, "Forge my blade, my good man." And Steven Tyler says, "Sir, I am merely an arrowsmith." Wah, wah,
Boo.
wah. These were supposed to piss TD off. He left early. Fucking
Yeah, son
Ah,
of a bitch.
I know. I hate it when he does that.
jerk.
It's like the
Blamuel,
reverse Uno card.
yeah. Blamuel L. Jackson has an AI picture of Dave Chappelle dressed as Little John on the Chappelle Show, but dressed as Ryu from Street Fighter, and it says Skeet Fighter. And then the arcade years says, "Where's Dawson when you need him?" Because the next panel is the Street Fighter car that you beat up, and it's Chun-Li reaching under the car to get a soccer ball. She can't reach it. I work with kids. This hits way too hard. Now I'm getting out of here. And I have short arms. Dumbass Photoshops by Joel has uh Lucy, you have some spreading to do, and it is a piece of, I'm guessing, supposed to be ricotta cheese with Ricardo's face on it, and it's labeled Ricky Ricotta.
It's
I don't know.
ricotta.
Yeah, fuck that cheese. I like that meme though. Somebody named Dev BG, I forgot to join, but Nick Hollis wrote, "We'll be so technologically advanced in 20 years that nobody will have to work." And then it says people in 20 years, and it is a stick with clear tape, not even duct tape, with a spearhead made out of a circuit board. Survival of the fittest. All right. I thought Eric would like that one. New Meta for Life has the move. This should have went into my movie theme one, but I forgot. I was too stupid. So here we have the movie of The Shape of Water, but the fish thing is hugging the lady has a backwards red New York Yankees hat on it, and it says The Shape of the Hot Dog Flavored Water. Which leads me to my photoshops made by somebody. I forgot to follow them too, and it's Fred Pool, and it is Fred Durst over the Deadpool with the heart. Yeah. That just put that in because it went with the other one. And then the Photoshop made guy, I should have followed him. I wish I would have, because I'm gonna finish it with this one, and it is Weird Al Yankovic's hair and do, but inside it is O.J. Simpson's face, and his name is Weird Al Shankovich. All right, you know what? I'll see myself out. Passing it off to you, Eric.
Doing the interstitial round 2, the second round on Facebook for the blind. Good times. Friend of the show, Ann Arborberry, has posted this from a German thread, so it is translated. It says, one gets the impression that in the U.S. they shoot people to distract from the Epstein files. They decide to release the Epstein files instead to distract from the murders. Then they arrest a reporter to distract from the Epstein files again. And if that doesn't work, the president just shits himself on camera. That about sums it up. Over there on The Onion, of course, we have a photo here of an ICE agent. Says, headline, ICE agent scores easy win by deporting his own family. Don't know if you guys heard about this, but Walter Masterson, who's a brilliant performance artist, comedian, I think he used to do stand-up. Now he just gets, 162,000 likes on Instagram for basically getting indicted. It looks like he followed Don Lemon through the metal detectors and the sign-up book in that church in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and he's probably going to be arrested too. So he's looking forward to getting a call from the police at 5:30, in the morning to 6 in the morning, because the administration is looking for clicks. And busting comedians is one of the things that they really like. So, PSA, FYI. The Onion headline, Kristi Noem calls on Minneapolis residents to stop obstructing murders. Quote, These are official state-sanctioned murders, and it is not your place to interfere," said Cosplay Barbie. Anti-QAnon Memes has this two-panel from The Office with the whiteboard and the workers pointing out that Trump was mentioned more times in the Epstein files than Jesus Christ in any Bible. It's another one of those, oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Leading to such things as this, we have the Ken from the Barbie movie, and it's headlined, "The teachings of Christ in the Second Amendment belong to liberals now." American flag, NATO, rainbow flag, Mexican flag. Ken is holding a pistol. There's an eagle flying overhead. There are explosions. And in Barbie font, it just says, "Deal with it." Teachings of Christ, Second Amendment. Yep. Those are ours now. Fucking deal with it. I was posting this all over like right-wingers pages today. It's got a nice pink border. I thought it was on brand. Here's my own avatar laying in the grass sniffing a flower, and I said, "Replacing Bovino with Homan is like pooping your pants and then changing your shirt."
Yep.
Best and worst of Twitter 2, not to be confused with the best and worst of Twitter 3, 4, and 5, has this post from Trey Staples, who's reposting Sam at Maturin Baby. It says, "White conservative dudes listened to Rage Against the Machine and thought, 'Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me,' was directed at like their moms or something." Oh boy. Friend of the show and founding Zaddy, George Hussein Cox, has posted this one from Davey, who also goes by the Jersey Homo. Parody Jeff at Blue Check Mark says, has this post of Nick Fuentes, who is one of the arguably the biggest piece of shit in the United States right now. And Nick Fuentes says, "Epstein wasn't a pedo. Girls were 15 to 17. That's not pedophilia." And George has posted this because Davey says, "I think we need to hunt him and people like him for sport." And I thank George because he made sports interesting. Thanks. Yes, hunting him and people like him for sport. That does sound sporting. Moving on, I accidentally joined the New Hampshire politics group online. I don't recommend it at all. Actually, I'm probably going to leave. But somebody posted this really cringy meme, and I just picture somebody close to 70, 80 years old. We have the Chad, and we have, I don't know, some angry crying Chad with a purple wig and a bow on it or whatever. It's the same joke. If you've ever read the Babylon Bee, it's the same joke they've been telling for 20 years. Purple hair says, "I identify as a woman. Are you a biologist?" And Chad says, "Yes, I identify as a biologist." Which is just, oh my God. I mean, I'm certain the guy was just like, should I use this one or this good Lewinsky joke I got? Because they're just so stale and stuck in their memes. Anyway, the comments did me proud. So many comments here. We have a box with a stick, the classic trap. It says, "How to catch a MAGA Republican." And there's a USB drive labeled "gay porn." Anonymous participant commented, "When people can't shut up about trans stuff, they're overcompensating for being a fucktard right-wing incel." Oops, I moved on there. Here we have a guy in a MAGA hat who's gotten up in the morning and his woman is in bed with her arms crossed, and he says, "I just can't stop thinking about complete strangers' genitals." This next one's a 4-panel, and we have a MAGA red hat on the train, and he's thinking trans women's genitals. He's eating his cereal, trans women genitals. He's at the computer, trans women's genitals. He's trying to go to sleep at night, trans women's genitals. Here we have a Chad MAGA head in bed, and he's waking up. It says, "Every morning I wake up and immediately start thinking about girl dick." Oh my God. I seriously, it was such a great thread. I was truly impressed. Best and worst of Twitter 2 has a post from Ibsen Moy reposting Salty DK Dan. And this is he's posted this bit from Elon Musk, okay, who's in the Epstein files, like apparently half the current administration. And Elon Musk says, If I actually wanted to spend my time partying with young women, it would be trivial for me to do so without the help of a creepy loser like Epstein, and I would still have 99% of my mind available to think about other things, but I don't. And Softy DK Dan says, dude is power scaling his own pedophilia against Epstein and saying that he would win. Jeff Thu's like, it's like he can't decide which allegation he wants to disprove, that he's a pedophile or that his fellow pedophiles think he's a loser. Anti-QAnon memes posted this grumpy old white guy in a suit with a congressional pin, and it's from the Chronicle. It says, Republican lawmakers say icy weather hurt the GOP turnout in the Texas election. And I said, yeah, too much ice will do that.
Hey.
Hey, zing, pow. Friend of the show, Julie, has posted this picture of the current administration looking particularly orange. Oh, it's that same German thread. Oh, my God. It's so gross. I just did it. And going to sum up with this one. Anti-QAnon memes has a Newsweek headline says, paid agitators. George Soros caught paying 330 million Americans to avoid the new Melania movie.
Oh.
And that was my ostensibly second round. Handing it back to you, Michael.
All right, here we go.
Woohoo!
Kicking off round 3
Oh my God, it is. It's
with Dan
third.
Sheehan. This is the penultimate round.
Yeah. So
Dan
it is.
Sheehan says a portal to hell could open tomorrow, and some financial publication would run an article like, thinking about skipping work because a crow is eating your entrails? Here's why that's a bad idea. Alan McLeod retweets CNN Business and said, which reports that Florida debates lifting some child labor laws to fill jobs vacated by undocumented immigrants.
Oh my God.
That's right. Florida debates lifting some child labor laws to fill jobs vacated by undocumented immigrants. Alan McLeod says, what stage of capitalism is this?
Yeah. There's 7 levels to hell, right? There's 7.
Yeah.
It's 7.
Somehow we're on fucking stage 8.
8. Yeah.
Total liberationist. Friend of the show. Total liberationist at RESEDA John. It says
Rosetta John.
Rosetta John, thank you. Says a government never announces it has become fascist. Instead, it announces that anti-fascists are criminals.
Yep.
That was pretty
Well,
good.
they do.
The Ethical Dilemma, friend of the show, and just story of our lives. The Ethical Dilemma
Yeah.
has a picture of Jesus knocking on the door, except he's wearing a red MAGA hat and he's holding a gun. And he says, open up, it's Jesus. You better not have any minorities in there.
Yep.
This is this is so weird. So this was found in the wild. Somebody posted on this page. They posted, without drugs and alcohol, what's the best way to escape reality? And then the detective face, thinking
Yeah.
face. But they posted this in vegan and plant-based easy recipes.
Yeah, nothing easy about it.
The Onion, friend of the show, and Eric's former employer, The Onion.
Love that. Yeah.
Have a picture of an ICE agent wearing the skull face mask. And it says, ICE agent scores easy win by deporting own family. Trash Can Paul, friend of the show, Trash Can Paul. Just keeping it fucking nasty. He paired up with Yes Sports. It's a picture of grass and a Nerf football. And it says, bad news for the unbitten Nerf football. I woke up. Ryan, you guys know Ryan. He's retweeting
Ryan.
Jimmy. So Jimmy has a picture of 2 plates of food, 2 drinks. It's burger, wings, JoJo's, French fries. Says 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 drinks. Remove 1 thing. Ryan says, all the copper in my neighbor's house. I just like that shithead Steve liked this. I like just once in a while I'll see a meme and shithead Steve liked it. Mr. Honeydew, friend of the show, Mr. Honeydew retweeted Brendan Kobina, who wrote lunch for 2 days. I understand. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10 boiled eggs
Oh my
with rice
God.
and sriracha.
Oh.
And but it's only lunch for 2 days, so that means he's eating 20 boiled eggs and 2 piles of rice and sriracha per day because there's 4 of them in this picture. Anyway, Mr. Honeydew just says fart prep. One time, I one time I was in Sunday school, and the Sunday school teacher brought a dozen eggs and hard-boiled eggs because I don't know, I guess he thought it was going to be a nice thing to give. That's what the middle schoolers want. They want hard-boiled
Sure.
eggs.
Oh,
But it was just me and my friend Steve Whitaker, and Steve was like,
Eggs are not just for Easter anymore.
I guess. Steve was like, I don't eat hard-boiled eggs. And I was like, don't worry, man, I do. And I went to the kitchen and I found some hot sauce and I ate 12 hard-boiled eggs. And let me tell you something. I was so fucked up from that, dude. Like, I was ridiculously fucked up from that. And that's all I got for round 3. The penultimate round, leaving only my
Hey.
post with the most. And we're past time. I'm jumping the line.
what?
Pastor Kyle. Pastor Kyle retweets Pop Base. Pop Base reports Groundhog Puxatawny Phil has seen his shadow, predicting 6 more weeks of winter. And Pastor Kyle says, and what happens if I toss Phil in the air fryer right now? And that's all I have this week. Love you, boys. Love you, George. Kicking it back to Brane.
Love you, Michael. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, man.
Good to see you.
All right, love you, Michael. Stay safe out there in past timeline. All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna kick this thing off with photoshops by Jeffy, and it's a picture of Thomas the Tank Engine. The Thomas the Tank Engine has a mustache and a red bandana on his head, and it is labeled Chupak Shakur. Chupak
Yeah.
Chug Life. Chug Life.
I saw it.
All right. Day-to-day memes has No Doubtfire, and it is No Doubt, but Mrs. Doubtfire is in, as I'm assuming Gwen Stefani. I'm assuming that's who that is.
Good call.
All right, here we got sarcasm and shit. Why the fuck didn't I join them? That's an asshole, dumbass move that I should smack myself for. Somebody named Nancy Weisenheimer said, okay, I came up with a new dating app idea. Match with people who have the same meds as you. We'll call it relation scripts.
Hey, is that Kristen Toomey? Kristen's got something that sounds like that.
I don't know. This maybe Nancy Weisenheimer is saying something that she shouldn't be saying. I don't know. Me moms, Joey Lyons, Ilma or Llama, I don't know, Twitch TV something, La Maria Tux. Says, guy who invented the clock. There will be 12 numbers on it. Friend. So the day will be divided into 12 segments. Inventor. No, 24. Friend. So the day start at 1. Inventor. The day will start at 12, which is at the night. Friend. Inventor.
Yeah.
The 6 means 30. That was fun for me. Hi, doctor. Your test results came back. Me. Can I see them? Hi, doctor. Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Laughter is the best medicine. There's a woman in a jeweler's admiring a big diamond ring. As she leans down for a closer look, a little fart slips out. Hoping no one noticed, she asks, how much is that one? And the jeweler says, madam, if you farted looking at it, you'll shit yourself when I tell you the price. Corey Showtime Robinson, friend of the show,
Hey,
has
Corey.
a nice flower pattern in his background, and he writes, therapist, you are enough. Landlord, no, you're not. Fucked around and found out has Cheryl Jones Pulse, and there's a young man, and it looks like he is screaming some soulful, deep down song karaoke going on there. It says, "Police officer, turn around me. Every now and then I get a little bit lonely and never come around. Police officer, turn around me. Every now and then gets tased." And that's gonna do it for me. Passing it off to you, Eric.
Nice. Kicking off the penultimate round for me. Got a few fun ones to wrap things up, and then we'll get to our post with the most. Brought to you by Fuck Ice. And here we have a raccoon kicked on his back and kicking an ice cube with a little crown on it. It says, Fuck Ice. Anyway, I helped with making that one. So I also made this one this week, a little Haley Joel Austin in The Sixth Sense, and I posted this a lot this week. It says, I see bootlickers. This, by the way, too, you know, like you ever get drunk and you're going home and you're thinking maybe I'll swing by the Waffle House and have a little tussle because I got some shit to work out. Well, in this case, I like to go by the local television news's comments page on Facebook. Just slug it out with some morons. That's what I do. I'm not proud of it, but I told you all about it. Hey, here we have one says, according to a recent study, exaggerations went up by 20 million% last year. Make a note of it. Jenny Cook Kitts asked the question, besides garlic and sunlight, how do we get rid of Stephen Miller?
Silver bullets.
Yeah, it seriously is. I heard a slip of the tongue. That little fucker said, if I decide to send troops to Chicago, not we, not he, not the president, if I decide to send troops to Chicago. Oh, I can't wait to see that head shaped like a thumb sticking out of like a pole or a pike of some sort. Moving on. Did want to make sure you guys knew about this. From I didn't think the face-eating leopards would eat my face. Again, essential reading. People magazine reports that comedian Ben Bankus reacted to having 6 sold-out stand-up comedy shows canceled after a video of him mocking Renee Good went viral. So dig that. There are actually some concepts. 6 sold-out shows. So, you know, there's sometimes you shouldn't tell jokes about things, I think. I didn't think the face-eating leopards would eat my face, making another appearance from Derek Guy, who's at Dye Workwear on Blue Sky Social. Says, read online that somebody set up a premium rate phone number where the callers get charged $3.99 a minute. Then they posted flyers in their neighborhood that said, call this number to report illegal aliens. But the number just puts them on hold with music. So far, they've made $17,000. I want this to be true. Hey, if I start a phone line like this, you guys want to play? Oh, yeah. From the eyebrows, I think we could all print off some posters. I'll make a QR code and everything. Brent Terhune has a post. Friend of the show, Brent Terhune, says, I didn't watch, but here's my thoughts on it. The people staying quiet about the Epstein files are about to be obnoxiously loud about how vulgar and satanic the halftime show was. A lot of people pointing out you can't even find a betting pool for that to wager on it because Republicans are so predictable. Diana Fiorini says, can't believe they released the Epstein files to cover for the Melania movie. The bad news, fascists control the government right now. The good news, they are really, really fucking stupid. Every once in a while, remind yourself of that. That's cool. Just got a couple more here. Oh no, I don't, because that's it. From Brent Terhune. One last one. My God, I didn't think the face-eating leopards would eat my face. As a post from Nicole Boston, who's reposting Moonhead, and it's Moonhead. This is genuinely one of the funniest ones yet. Moonhead said, I've had it. Fuck ice. I just ate shit on my patio. I am so over winter. And Sam Modding says, you're a fucking idiot, dude. The dude literally reached for his gun. Mr. Williams Laborhood says, now that's dedication. He's licking a boot that's not even there. And that has wrapped up everything I got except for my post with the most. Brane, what you got?
All right, post with the most. Let's do it. This one is from my cousin Richard Velis, and this meme shows the 3 panels. The first two has one that says the left, and it is the photo of someone that has glasses, like a woman, and eyeballs very big, like daggering, googly eyeballs, and a mouth
She's
like
famous. She's
she's
a famous
screaming.
lefty.
She's screaming, "I will fuck you up!" And on the right, it has some dude with a beard with a American type jacket, and his eyes are also daggering, and he's definitely yelling. He's like yelling at someone, and they're definitely pissed off at each other, and it's
Dude,
labeled
there's
the
some
left
gaps,
and the right.
gaps in those teeth. There's some
Yeah.
serious gaps in those teeth on that flag wearing boy.
And then RFV lo-fi beers or beats or something. They have a dude just chilling in his old school ride, just rolling down the street, and it says, "Me living life, not knowing what the fuck I'm supposed to be mad about since I don't watch the news."
Oh my God.
That's my post of the most for you, Eric. 'Cause I have no idea what none of them fucking political memes mean, but I love you anyways.
Yep. I loved riding in one of those old Cutlass Supremes, driving around, not knowing what I was ignorant of. Good times.
Yeah.
Freaking good times. My
I was
post
just that.
was that.
Oh, just a lot of weed smoke would come in with it. So we're gonna do that one day. Rolling down the street smoking weed.
First, my post with the most, and this one really reminded me of those chainmail emails you used to get. You must pass this on to 10 friends or a curse will befall you. Maga Michelle S at Maga Michelle S69 says, I will be filing police reports against anyone that takes a screenshot of my Twitter posts. This is a warning to all liberals. Take a screenshot and you will be getting a visit from the state police and FBI. Just hundreds and hundreds of people like, who wants to tell her? You want to tell her? Jim said, if I take a screenshot and I post it, though, that'll clear off the curse, right? And so say we all. Ladies and gentlemen, that is everything that it takes to constitutionally mandate and fulfill all the requirements of an episode of Facebook for the Blind for February 3rd, 2026. To everyone out there in TV land, we love you. Mwah.
Woo! Love you, Beverly.
Really good. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.